Hi, welcome back. Geoff Coughlin, Scale Modelling Now. I thought you might like to see this little technique, which I have to put my hands up entirely to Mike Menday and say, thanks, Mike, this is a great idea. I'd never come across it before. It's such a simple thing, as you rightly pointed out when we corresponded by email. But it's Mike's idea, but it just occurred to me that there's an entry just going in the Techniques Bank as we speak in March 2018, which has got Mike taking through a step-by-step of how you use Dymo tape, which is this label tape, sticky label tape, for scribing, but in enhancing its lifespan dramatically, very simply by attaching it to a piece of masking tape. And I've been using this method without the masking tape for years now, and it just seems such a useful method of doing so, because all you do is you peel off the tape. Just come to that here. And then essentially what you do, so we're talking here, of course, rescribing. And suppose, for argument's sake, we're looking to just marry up this line here. We place the sticky Dymo tape across the join. Round it goes, nice and secure, taking whatever scribing tool you like to use. This one's a Mr. Paint's one, which is quite new, but a really good bit of kit. Great for getting into angles. And pretty much job done, which is great. The problem is that this bit of tape now is probably good for, I don't know, maybe another join, perhaps two more if it's nice and simple. But very quickly the tack dries and goes from it, and you basically got to toss it away, and that's the end of that. But what Mike came up with, and he said that he couldn't believe that we hadn't even thought about it before, but I certainly hadn't, but was to take a bit of this tape. So let's just say this is the piece we're going to use. Get that out of the way. And all we're doing here is getting a piece of masking tape. Tamiya tape. Tamiya tape's always great, I think, because it's just fabulous. It's great for reusing and is just excellent in terms of its durability. Better than most others that I've come across. Just remove the backing paper off here. We now, well, for the sake of this piece of Tamiya tape, I'm just going to stick that down the edge. Of the tape. Just bring that up here. So there we are. We've now got the tape attached to the Dymo tape, that is attached to the masking tape. I don't think we need all this masking tape, so I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the excess. Probably useful actually to keep some of that excess available, because it'll be easier to remove the tape each time. So the idea here then is very simply, so get into this join here, which has been a bit troublesome, but I've been working on that, trying to get rid of it. So just, there we go, run that into the join, take the scribing tool, and just up to that join line there, and back we come. And there we go. And that's the panel line reinstated there. And of course the beauty now is that you can go on and use this sort of ad infinitum, really. Let's see here, there's a little bit more to do underneath. On it goes. Picking up the corner of the tape, off it comes. And because Tamiya tape particularly is so durable, we can just keep going like this until the tape becomes unusable. And well, all I would do then would be, not wishing to push this too far, but would be to take off the Dymo tape, imagining that this had now become soiled and it was all over. Just attach that to another piece of masking tape. In fact, the bit that we had earlier. Here, just bring that back into service. Attach it on. There we go. And I guess we could carry on. But essentially, I mean, apart from the fact that piece of Dymo tape disappeared over there, I think the point is that maybe the Dymo tape's not as reusable as that, but we could certainly attach it for the first time to that piece of masking tape and use that considerably more times than we could have done if we just cut it off and used it neat, as it were, without attaching it to the masking tape. So that's just a very simple little technique just to show how you can get probably at least 2 or 3 times the amount of life out of some of this stuff than you would be able to do if you just used it neat. And that's simply by bringing in a piece of masking tape, applying it to that, then sticking that onto the model and then moving that around across the model and doing all the rescribing that you need to do. So there we go, just a small little thing. Thanks, Mike, appreciate that, and see you on the next workshop.